and the road goes ever on.
Welcome to the Kevin Talks to People podcast. You're here with me, Kevin Deneen, for another episode. I'm sitting with Dan Ahern. Ahern?
Ahern.
Ahern?
Yeah, we've been friends for 5 years, dude.
Well, let me restart.
Tough way to start. No, I don't mind.
Welcome
Not
to
a lot
the
of people
Kevin Talks
know.
to People podcast. You're here with me and Dan Ahern.
Now I feel like a stickler, man.
Well, the whole thing's going to go in. The whole thing's going to go in. So it'll just make me look bad ultimately.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. Don't
right.
worry about it.
All right.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a Kevin Talks to People podcast. We're here talking to one of my very good friends from college, whose name I don't know. There's many of them. I still can't say my roommate's name correctly, unfortunately. Don't tell him I said that. We'll see if he listens. Yeah.
How do you say it? Rafsky.
It's Rayevsky.
Is it really?
It's Rayevsky. Yeah.
No.
But I always say Rafsky.
I like Rafsky.
I do always say Rafsky. It rolls off the tongue. But it is Rayevsky.
He's got some notoriety, too, so I'm sure a lot of people struggle with it.
Actually, he was having a pop-up this weekend for his new shoes, which I'm wearing on my feet right now.
Oh.
These are the Nicholas Rayevsky Rats.
Quick plug.
Yeah, quick plug. Shameless.
Put those on the table.
And he met Lil Yachty.
Oh, really?
Lil Yachty came through his pop-up, or I don't know if he came through, but he met Lil Yachty on the street and gave him a free pair of shoes. So you might see
dope.
Yachty rocking the shoes.
That's brilliant.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Are you
for
a
him.
Yachty guy?
Yeah. I'm not anti-Yachty.
I'm not either.
I don't know much Yachty.
I don't listen to a ton of it.
I like
but
when he says Lil Boat.
Yeah,
I
Lil
like
Boat.
when
Lil
he
Boat,
says
yeah.
that. I feel is he still on the scene?
He's on the scene. And honestly, I think he's like almost more infamous in fashion nowadays. So it's almost like bigger.
Okay.
It's almost bigger for Nick to pull that.
I fuck with that's good for him. Yeah,
That's
I fuck
pretty
with that. No, I knew it I was a Yachty guy in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Magic in the Hamptons. That was a
we
big
all
one.
were,
But
yeah.
no, I'm not a big rap guy in general.
Yeah, I've been off it lately. What was your Wrapped like? What was your Spotify Wrapped like? Early December, we're talking, so.
The songs were a bizarre
Songs were
mishmash.
bizarre? How about
but
artists?
Artists made sense.
Any you're proud of? Any you're
Artists-
disappointed in?
Who did I have? The band Camino.
Nice.
Shout out the band Camino.
Yeah, for
great,
sure.
Great band. They're not like underground, but they're not huge.
No.
They're
People know them, but
3 guys out of Tennessee.
not everybody listens to them.
And then who else? Zach Bryan.
Like Brian.
But that was
Yeah.
He's canceled.
He's a
now.
bit canceled now.
Yeah.
So, but all the time that you listened to him, you didn't know that.
No,
You
I
didn't know
didn't.
that, so.
Oh, and I've had broken AirPods for 6 weeks now.
Have you been raw
And
dogging?
I'm weirdly frugal about certain things, so I'm holding out.
I'm that way
till
too.
Christmas.
I'm that way too. When I lose my headphones, I just no music. I'm just going through life.
We're
Yeah.
really just. It's tough, man. I think I'm generally more
tough.
anxious and angry without music.
I feel.
But I also saved
Interesting.
$200.
Yeah, that's
until
valid.
December 24th or 25th.
24th or 25th.
Yeah.
What day do you exchange presents typically?
We do Nana's house on Christmas Eve.
Christmas
And,
Eve. Yeah.
like aunt and uncle or my parents' house on Christmas Day.
Valid.
Yeah.
We're always
It's a
Christmas Day.
Good split.
We do like Pollyanna's Christmas Eve with the cousins and stuff.
what
It's
is
like
that?
a white elephant or
Oh, okay.
Secret
Right.
Santa. It's like Secret Santa. And then but Christmas Day is when we do all the family and stuff. But when I lose my headphones, I just kind of go about my life, and I actually feel more relaxed without them. Honestly,
Interesting.
It's
It's nice to hear the city sounds.
I feel like I'm not like trying to snoop on people, but I do just kind of like pay attention to what's going on around me more. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, these people are having a ridiculous conversation right now. If you just hang out in the city, you'll find people talking about the strangest stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like a nice people watch. I feel
it's
like
great.
for you as a content king, it's important to
course.
hear what's going on the streets.
It is.
That's your world.
That's
you
the
can't
world.
be in a bubble the whole time.
No, I don't want to be in a bubble. I want to interact with people for the most part.
That's why we're here. So
Most people are friendly.
I think enough.
Sometimes
enough,
they're not.
Enough small talk. Let's really get into it.
Oh, you want to get into
Let's
the real
get-
stuff,
let's
Dan?
get into the real
All right.
stuff.
Well, we've done, I don't know, a couple minutes, a good 5-minute intro. So now Dan wants to get into the real shit. So now I guess we'll talk about the curse of the Dan and why I'm sitting here with Dan on this specific day. Sunday, December,
I don't know.
is it the 8th?
It's yeah, that sounds right.
Is that, I feel like we're just
Sunday,
guessing.
December 8th.
Regardless, of what date it is, it doesn't matter because our calendar is fraudulent. We should be operating on a 13-month calendar, just so you know. I'm going to start spreading that through the podcast a little bit.
That's a new one for me.
4 weeks a month, 28 days a month, 13 months. We're missing Sol. It's in between May and June. And once we do that, humans as an existence will operate in accordance with the moon, and things will make a lot more sense. It'll happen soon. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway,
I have a lot of questions.
Dan, why are we here today?
It's football Sunday. It's week. What would it be? Week 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could talk for days about the NFL scene right now. I'm a huge football guy, but I will say we're here because Kevin and I are locked in what was supposed to be a grudge match of a fantasy football matchup, but Zach Carbonara on my Seahawks put up numbers. Khalil Shakir, Jonnu Smith, Jahmyr Gibbs put sweet Kevin in the dirt.
Did Shakir do anything? What did Shakir do?
Shakir caught a touchdown. He almost caught 2. I mean, he's good for like 12 points a week usually, but he put up numbers today.
You know, I really believed in my squad this week. I obviously had a few starters out thanks to the bye week, but I picked up Freiermuth. He put up a touchdown for me.
Yeah,
the Muth was loose. I thought Jameis had an okay performance. Obviously, the pick at the end was devastating. And ultimately, we just didn't get it done because of Jake Elliott being a bum all year. I'm an Eagles fan, but Jake Elliott might be cooked, so we need to watch out for that.
Yeah.
And the defense did not really show up against Carolina. Like, they did fine, but it's Carolina. So.
I was going to put a bet on the Carolina money line.
It felt like it did feel like
crazy.
going into it, I was like, okay, this is a bit of a trap game.
Yeah.
I think we all felt that way because we beat Baltimore last week and we have Pittsburgh next week, both primetime games. Carolina at 1 p.m. Like, it
And
felt
Carolina
like,
almost beat Kansas City.
yeah, and they've been playing good lately.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it felt like a bit of a trap game. So I'm not concerned about it from that perspective, but fantasy-wise, it was pretty upsetting for me. And then Josh Allen put up 50 for Tim Cunningham, so there's no way I can get in.
Quick shout out, quick plug, TC.
There's no way I can get in off points. So basically my season's done. It came down to the very, very end, and the curse of Dan is ultimately undefeated. You can't beat the curse of Dan.
Yeah, so we're here because it was a big matchup for us today that decided the fate of the bottom playoff seeds.
It was head-to-head. It was winning in.
But, yeah, big win. My Patriots on a bye, so it's really all I had to live for.
And you picked up Ramondre.
I know.
I'm happy that you
gave me
well, I figured
most of your players.
I figured either I'm in, and I'm not going to use Ramondre, honestly, because I hate him.
Yeah.
He let me down so many times this year.
That's fair.
Or I'm out and it doesn't matter.
Well, I took Bo Nix as well.
Yeah, you did.
That was a crazy drop.
Well, I needed a quarterback, and I wasn't going to drop Lamar. I don't know.
But you have some bums on your bench.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't win. So does it really matter retroactively? Was I ever going to start Bo Nix above Lamar?
No.
I was never going to.
What if Lamar gets hurt?
He's been
you
good.
Make it into
the
playoffs.
Bo Nix was hanging around till like week 12, and I picked him up first. So let's not poop on me. All right?
I'll poop on you a little bit.
I played the waivers, I think, the best of anybody in the league this whole year. Honest to God. I picked up Bucky. If you look at all of the big pickups, I had them first. And I dropped them sometimes for other people who also were good.
All right. Anyway, so
questionable, but
big football day.
I didn't get in. I didn't get in the playoffs. It is what it is.
Yeah, so we're watching Chiefs-Chargers.
I'm sad.
If you want to mark the date right in front of us.
Football doesn't matter anymore. The only thing that matters is the Eagles.
That's how I feel. So this league is a $1,000 pot, but I feel like
it's a big deal for me.
I think
this would have been a significant financial windfall for me.
But if you measure the amount of time and mental energy I spend day in and day out throughout the fall and early winter on fantasy football, and you divide that by the $1,000 pot, I'm making maybe $2 an hour.
Yeah.
If you're generous.
That's true. I'd probably be making about the same amount.
Yeah.
Because it's taken a lot of mental fortitude to make it this far, and energy, just energy in general.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad. And I have like another league with my cousins, and I didn't make the playoffs in that one either. So I just had a down year overall.
That's depressing.
So I'm just kind of cooked. I'm just kind of generally cooked. So I'm still in our 18-person league.
Okay.
That one I'm still
I think
going.
there's 20.
20 people?
20 people.
Yeah, it's like a 20-person
Yeah.
league. I think I'm the number 1 seed in that league. I'm
That's
doing pretty well.
impressive.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
I've been paying attention. Not a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Case in point, Meg Whalen. Shout out Meg.
Shout out Meg.
I play Meg today,
Nice.
and she had 5 active players in the lineup.
That's not very many.
She's up by 20.
Oh, wow. It's just that kind of league.
Because she had Josh
It's
Allen.
the kind of league.
Because she had Josh
yeah,
Allen.
that'll do it.
So I need Chase Brown on the Bengals to score 20 tomorrow. Or
He's good. He might.
he might. But anyway.
I had Chase Brown on my roster at the beginning of the year in our real league. For the record, dropped
All right.
him. Dropped
Well,
him.
that was-
silly.
That was a bum move.
There were a lot of bum moves throughout the year. The Bucky Irving trade was pretty devastating. I had a real fleece going there, and then y'all forced me into something that didn't work out. But you did say just give him Ramondre, and I said I'll give you anybody. So that was my fault once again.
there you go.
But I was pissed. I was like, it was an emotional decision.
yeah.
You know, I was in my feels.
This one, we don't have to tell the people about this one.
Which one? Which one?
No, the trade. It's too in the weeds, man.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't want to like slander anybody or call anybody a liar, but you know, there was some questionable actions going on. But whatever.
Casey? I'll say his name.
Casey's not a liar. I don't think
Oh.
Casey's a liar. No.
No, I just.
I don't think Casey's a liar. Casey's,
You know who's
I think he's
Casey-
been overall a good
Casey's
commissioner.
Really, really, really good at fantasy football. So I try.
He
to,
is. He is.
I try to tear him down.
We
whenever
should
I
tear
get
him
the
down.
opportunity.
He's. I mean, he is the commissioner. He is the best player in the league. There's a
He's
bit of a question
really
mark
good at
there.
fantasy football, and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But I think my team proved this week that we can hang with the big dogs.
Nah, he stinks.
Like Casey.
Well, I'm glad that you have Ramondre now. Hopefully you start him and he puts up 3 points for you. Because that's what happens every time. So be wary.
We'll see if I need him to.
Be wary of
I'll put
starting
him
that
in.
bum. But I know you're a Pats guy, so.
I have a couple. Can we shift gears?
I just want to before we shift gears real quick, I want to explain how the curse of Dan came into fruition.
Okay.
And explain how you probably ruined Chris Olave's life. And that's factual.
Yeah.
So, my team, what's my team's name? It's
I don't know.
It's
I know
Ragtime
the Fairweather
Bands.
Dans.
My name is Ragtime Bands. So it's like a ragtime band, but we're getting that money, like bands.
Ragtime
So the picture is 2 Chainz with a $20,000 banjo. I don't know if you picked up on that at all.
This might be a little too complex for me.
You know what a ragtime band is?
No.
It's like banjo, trumpet, like
Oh,
old-timey music,
okay.
ragtime music.
Yeah.
Ragtime band, ragtime bands. Because I'm getting bands. It's that money. So the picture is 2 Chainz with a $20,000 banjo.
Okay.
Because I'm ragtime bands. And we started out 5-0. We were cooking, absolutely cooking. Going into Monday Night Football, it was looking real good. I needed 5 points from Chris Olave to secure. Was it my 6th win or my fifth win?
I don't know, man.
I think it was my 5th win in a row. I needed 5 points from Chris Olave, and Dan texts me, "Congrats on 5-0."
This was good spirited. This was not. I had no malicious intent.
I don't care about your intent. I care about the words.
Yeah.
Dan texts me, "Congrats on 5-0," and then Chris Olave puts up 1 point.
I shouldn't have
He
jumped.
becomes known as
You're
Poopy Pants Olave. The next week, I believe Olave puts up like 4. I lose again. Olave concussion. Knocked out for a few weeks. I keep losing. I'm pretty middling from that point on. I think I've been about 500 since then.
Yeah.
Olave looked like he was going to come back 3 weeks ago. Another concussion.
I
Guess what, Dan? That guy's brain is mush now. And it's,
I guess.
in my opinion, mostly your fault.
I guess it was a turning point.
It was a bit of a turning
For the
point.
league.
So the curse of Dan is real. In my opinion, if I had beaten you this week,
Yeah.
there would have been nothing to stop me from going on a championship run, having beaten the curse of Dan. But now I haven't done that, and I won't make the playoffs. And I will be rooting for you.
Oh.
I'm rooting
Well,
for you.
thank you.
Yeah, because I think the curse of Dan is real. And I think everybody deserves
Yeah.
everybody deserves to feel a little taste of that curse.
Dude, you
Because
know
it doesn't feel good.
that's
it feels
like
bad.
in Mario Kart when you have that item that blinds everybody else. That's what you're doing right
Mhm.
now. The
little ink
ghost.
blob. The ink
little
blob.
King Boo, when King Boo goes over your head.
Yeah.
And
I know what you're
everybody
talking
gets inked.
You can't see.
Love Mario Kart.
Yeah, I want to spread the wealth of the curse of dad.
Yeah.
Everybody should have to feel that pain. All right, let's switch gears now.
All right.
This is how we do. All right, this podcast is sponsored by Mia's wedding in Italy. Let's all go celebrate Mia and Bob in late May at Castel Gandolfo. You can't come if you're not invited.
You need a nice Portland husband. You need a nice Georgia wife. A nice, good American dog named Benny.
Benny the boy.
Mia Mazzocco wedding 2025.
It actually is pretty sick combo, the Oregon-Georgia matchup.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty niche.
Pacific Northwest plus South.
I know.
I think that's really
good.
It's really clean.
A good, in terms of American states.
It's good.
A good cultural mishmash there.
It's awesome. Yeah. I'm really, really happy for them.
Yeah, me too.
I have never been to a wedding before.
That's crazy.
This will be my first wedding, actually.
Crazy.
Fun fact is Mia and Bob's wedding in Italy. I have to go to Italy for my first wedding. It's going to be sick. I'm so pumped.
You have to go.
It's not
you have to go
It's
to
not a
Italy.
have to. I regret saying it like that, but
No, they're doing it big. They're
it's going
doing
to
it
be
big.
so sick.
We'll get some content over there.
I'm actually going the week before. Me and my buddy Finney are going to run a marathon in Salzburg, Austria.
That's sick.
On the 18th. So Finney texted me because I just went out to Columbus with him a few weeks ago to watch him run the Columbus Marathon, where he slayed, total slay.
Shout out Finney.
Slay.
I don't know
Finney.
you, but I've seen you.
Nah, he's the dog.
And I hear about you, and
It's the king.
I want to know you.
He,
Let's get together.
Hey, you should meet him.
Yeah.
Next time Finney comes up, we'll link with Dan.
Yeah.
Nah, but he ran sub 3 in Columbus, and then he texted me a few weeks ago.
Damn, that's
king.
Wow.
He texted me a few weeks ago. He's like, hey, think I want to go run in, like, Belgium or something this spring. If you want to come over, put some money aside for the trip. And I was like, hey, I'm already going to Italy in May. Let's just find a marathon the week before, and, like, I'll rip it with you. Because it's time for me to start running again. It's been a few years since I've been consistent about it.
You did like a 10-miler in Philly.
I did
in the spring.
I did Broad Street last year, but that was off no training. Like,
Oh, okay.
I've done that a few times where I just sign up for these races, and then I don't take it like seriously, and then I just go run it.
Yeah.
And I can still do it because I'm blessed. Thank you, God, my Lord Almighty. But like, it's lazy. It's lazy, you know. This one I want to like actually try and like put in some work.
When I texted you the idea for this episode, I did include gospel preaching.
Absolutely.
So thank you for
as you should.
Thank you for including the good Lord.
God's been big lately, I think.
Yeah.
I think God's been big lately. And I think you're going to see more and more God coming in the mainstream real soon. Deadass. Weird to put deadass on the end of that sentence, but hey,
I'm
that's how it is.
I'm not religious. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It all kind of funnels into your life in different ways. I feel like for each kind of person. There she is. Let's wave to her. She appreciates that we're podcasting. And you want to be on the podcast?
Oh, she is a little dog.
She's a dog. She's a dog. I like dogs. We're doing a podcast right now. All right, we got her. She's coming in. She's coming around. She's coming around.
Oh, she has 2 dogs.
She has 2 dogs. This is crazy. Wow, this is crazy.
I did not expect that second dog.
Wow, she just introduced herself to the bartender. This is
2 little
fascinating.
white
She lives in
dogs
this
for the
building. She
viewers
has
at
2
home.
little white dogs. Let's talk to her. Let's see how she's doing.
All right, what podcast?
Hi, how are you? It's called Kevin Talks to People.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Are you
Yeah,
Kevin?
I'm Kevin. Yeah, how are you?
Did you guys know each other before this podcast?
We did.
This is Dan.
Is Dan part of the podcast?
No, it's just me mostly when I talk to people.
And then Dan shows up sometimes to also talk to people?
This is the first time, but I'd
Welcome,
like to be
Dan.
had
It's
back.
nice to see you.
Oh, nice to see you.
Thank you. Well, I live in this building, so I'm constantly seen.
So I was just waving to you at the window. And did you notice us through the window?
I heard some people walking by going, oh, that guy's got a mic, and then I got nosy. So I tilted
Yeah.
my head out of my, what is this called? Stoop. Yeah, I'm tired. Stoop life. But I actually love this stoop. Like, this stoop is like a very important part of my New York experience. It's extraordinary, honestly. Like
A good stoop and a
No,
good
but
fire
this
escape.
stoop, I gotta tell you, this stoop is like I don't want to say it's like one of the best in the island of Manhattan, but I would put money on it that it is. Like in the summer, I can drink beers from this spot, but sit on my own stoop.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I love that.
This is a good spot. I've never been here, but Dan lives right here.
I live right on the corner. I don't like my stoop, and I'll tell you why. Because
Tell me.
I have.
You next to the church?
I'm the DoorDash biker stoop.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have
yeah.
all the DoorDash bikers down there.
Yeah, it gets busy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
like to
understand
post
that.
up. They like to play music, and it's fine.
No, it's fine. Like I
But-
want a guy to make his money, but also I want to sit on my stoop.
Yeah.
If there's somebody sitting on my stoop that doesn't live in my building, I have no problem being like, hey man, I hope you're having a great day. I am gonna sit on my own stoop now.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. So this is the thing you just talk to people.
It's not really much deeper than that.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
What are your dogs' names?
Oh, well, the bigger one is Ernie,
Ernie.
and this one is Ducky.
Ducky.
Ducky's got to come say hi. He's
Oh, these are the boys.
the
Yeah.
unofficial mascot.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. They're the mascots of Kevin Talks to
I
People.
love that for Kevin's people.
This is the boy. Do you want to talk? That's good podcasting.
Can you speak?
Ernie.
Ernie, can you speak? Speak.
Oh, he did. I didn't think he'd speak.
Perfect.
I didn't think he'd
Let's
speak.
go. That was excellent.
Ernie proved me wrong.
Ernie.
He looked me.
Ernie is the
He
man.
looked me in the eye when he did it.
It paid
too.
off today. It absolutely paid off today.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Ernie, I'm really proud of you.
Cool as shit, man.
I'm proud of you. You look really cool. I'm glad you came in. I'm glad I caught your eye.
I'm Jordan, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kevin.
Kevin and Dan.
Dan.
Lovely to meet
Nice
you both.
to meet you,
Yeah,
Jordan.
nice to
I
meet
will
you.
Check your podcast out.
Yeah, I think you can find it if you search Kevin Talks to People.
Is it funny because there's so many people that listen to it, or there's no? Like,
It's new. It's new.
is this the first episode?
This would be the third, or maybe the fourth. Yeah, so it's coming along.
I think
Coming along.
Kevin has only talked to men so far.
It is only men.
Kevin should talk to women.
Well, to
and
be
now
fair,
you're
and I
first
am,
woman
and
on
I
the
am,
pod.
and I am a gender fluid human.
Oh,
So I honestly,
apologies.
no, you don't have to apologize because I just I flew through like Mario. I flew to the next level for you. I took the whole thing with me.
Holy shit,
That's
you
valid.
did.
I know.
Oh my god.
The show just got so much gayer. I'm thrilled for you guys.
Well, it's
Thank
already.
you.
Me and Dan we're not gay, but you know,
But you're supportive.
we bro down.
Yeah.
We're allies.
You're allies.
We gotta.
Nothing says you're an ally than more like somebody telling me that they're an ally. So.
How about that?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit.
Just
You're doing
put
a
me
great
on blast.
job. No,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you can't. You don't even know me, so you can just be like
That's
some
true.
ghost, some queer ghost put me on blast. Casper popped into the bar.
Are you a ghost?
Maybe I don't know. You don't have any of my information, so maybe you don't even exist. Ooh.
You would be my first ghost guest.
Well, honestly, I've always wanted to be known as a queer ghost, so I'm out. Have a great night. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Have a good
Christmas,
night.
Happy
That's
holidays.
fantastic. Kevin Talks to People podcast, the first podcast where a queer ghost has appeared.
We can probably say that for certain. Yeah.
Do you know any other podcasts where queer ghosts appeared out of nowhere?
No.
I haven't heard
I don't
any.
think so.
If you've heard one, tag me in it because I don't believe you.
Yeah, let's get.
Do you want to get back on track, or do you want to?
Well, I have a couple things to say.
Okay, yeah.
She looked like John Ralphio's sister from Parks
Yes.
and Rec.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And two, there are dogs that should be indoor dogs.
Yeah.
There are dogs that are too small to be walking around New York
so
City.
like cats.
Yeah. There, if you're
That dog
I'm
should
ta-
not be allowed outside.
Yeah. Not like.
I
not
kind of disagree
all-
with that. I think all dogs belong outside.
I mean, like, in terms, if we're talking like the dog species and what they need,
Yeah.
they need outdoor time. I'm just
Oh,
like,
Okay.
there are really little dogs that I worry about. I
Yeah.
worry.
You
They're
worry about
walking around.
hawks and
We must look like giants to them. Like
Yeah.
regular sized dogs, we're like Hagrid sized giants. Like little dogs are, they're just too small.
so you're worried about their emotions,
Physical safety and emotions.
physical
yeah.
safety. You think they're gonna get stomped on and stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like
you're-
I don't really hear about that though.
I guess if it's not a problem.
Well,
if it's not
so-
a real problem, it's an imagined problem. This is like it's kind of
It
like
is an imagined problem because-
it's like Haitian immigrants in Ohio.
Is that an imagined problem? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, yeah.
pretty. Like,
it's not imagined.
That's pretty
It was
proven.
just created.
Yeah.
Not imagined.
No.
Imagine you just dreamed that up.
Little dogs. Or
No, the Haitian
oh.
migrant thing is only in your head. That's imagined. Nobody else knows what you're talking about.
There's just
No,
a
that was a
little-
thing that went around. So I covered the presidential election pretty extensively,
Yeah.
and there were a preposterous amount of stories that just get like floated out there for 1 week to try to influence people's opinions
Right.
that actually mean pretty much nothing.
Yeah. No, 100%.
The Springfield, Ohio one might mean something to the people of Springfield, but ultimately it's not really a national issue,
Yeah.
and it becomes sort of publicized like that.
Yeah, it's not a national issue, but it was national news.
It was national news, yeah. I don't want to talk about the news too much on this podcast because I am still employed by the news. So I can't, like, really give my honest opinions on it.
I work in PR,
Well,
so
I can't give my honest opinions
I
on
also
that.
news. I do some.
You do news.
I do secondhand
Yeah.
news in a way. I have another take.
Well, I want to hold on. I'm not done with the
Dogs?
indoor-outdoor dogs thing.
Oh.
I think that's a really interesting conversation, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the origins of all dog breeds, pretty much all dogs come from some sort of outdoor utility. Like rat dogs or fox dogs or pigeon dogs. They were pretty much all used for hunting. But
Yeah,
dogs need to
you're
be outside, ultimately. That being said, I don't think certain dogs belong in the city.
Oh yeah.
And I do think there
well,
should be
that's another issue.
some sort of limitation upon which dogs are allowed in the city.
I've heard people say they don't think any dog should be in the city.
I think
Which-
some dogs should be in the city.
They need room to roam.
That's true. But
There are parks, but like.
have you
I don't know.
seen, like, the rat dogs that hunt the rats in the city?
Oh.
So there's certain, like, breeds of terriers that are bred for hunting rats. It's
Yeah.
in their blood. And then there's a group of people who own these dogs. Like, it's a Facebook group. They get together in the worst, like, projects where the worst rat populations are.
Yeah.
And they just cut their dogs loose and they let them hunt. And they catch, like, 50 rats in one night. They line them all up and they take, like, a picture with them, like they're real hunters. And the
should-
dogs are so happy. It's so sick. Because the dogs are, like, doing something that's bred into their genetics.
Yeah.
So that it's, like, their best life. You know what I'm saying? Those dogs should be allowed in the city. Dogs that do that kind of thing.
Okay.
And we should be
I'm on board
encouraging
with that.
them to kill rats more often.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If it makes them happy and if it makes us happy, then what is?
Yeah.
It's a net positive, man. I don't
Everybody-
know. But you're telling me like a little. I can't think of like a smaller or better example for a dog breed, but like a little Chihuahua.
Chihuahua's the
A
smallest.
little Chihuahua. They're not hunting rats. They're not hunting
they're
anything.
not hunting rats.
They're hunting crickets, maybe.
Yeah, they
Ants,
probably catch bugs.
Ants.
I think
but-
they catch bugs.
But ants are fine. I have no issue with
I think
ants.
Chihuahuas-
I mean, if they want to catch cockroaches, you want to put them to work.
Obviously, you should let them on the ground for when they have to go to the bathroom and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you do own a Chihuahua, like, you should have a nice bag to carry it around in.
That's true.
I love seeing a little
I do
Chihuahua
like a little
head
dog in a. Okay.
popping out of a bag.
I like this compromise.
I do like that. If you have a dog of a certain size, you're required to have a specific bag to put them in.
You know the signs that say "curb your dog,"
Yeah.
bag your dog.
Bag your dog.
It doesn't sound good.
Absolutely
but once
agree.
it's
No, absolutely
once
agree.
it's normalized, I think we're onto something.
I think we're totally cooking with bag your dog.
I love seeing a little dog in a bag on a subway.
It's so cute.
Mhm.
Just like, especially when this has happened to me a few times, but you're sitting next to somebody with a bag and you don't know the dog is there for a few stops, and then all of a sudden their head
pops his
their
little
head
head out.
pops up. You're
Yeah.
like, there's a dog there. The whole time the dog was there. It's so hype. Yeah, totally agree with that. Damn, sing it, Dan. We're gonna get that copyright
Let
infringement.
die.
Let me get that copyright strike. Do you want another beer?
Yeah, we should.
All
We
right,
should.
so we are 30
Ooh.
minutes in. Let's take a quick pause. Let's get another beer.
I could go solo.
Oh, you want to carry? Carry,
think I
Dan.
could.
You're a professional broadcaster. Carry me for a few minutes.
Oh boy. All right.
I'm gonna turn my volume down.
Yeah, I'll do another Sly Fox.
All right, carry me down.
What should we talk about? We're on the Upper West Side. We're in a craft beer bar. I live up here. It's a nice spot. It's interesting because they're. Ooh, it just got real quiet. There's okay. A lot of rich people up here. It's interesting because I've lived. A like rich families, like old and new money alike, high rises, brownstones. And my take is that I respect a rich family more if they live in the city, in the heart of it, in the thick of it, with us plebes. If they're doing that, as opposed to, living in some mansion in South Carolina, I respect you more. But then they have a glorified escape room in the Hamptons or upstate New York or wherever it is. So, Kevin, I was just talking about, I'll give you the SparkNotes version, that there are a lot of rich people up here on the Upper West Side.
On the Upper West Side.
Yeah, brownstones, high rises, a lot of rich
Interesting.
families. And I respect a rich family more if they live in the city amongst us plebes as opposed to in,
That's
a
an interesting
mansion
opinion.
in the middle of nowhere.
I do respect that more. If you have a city home in addition to an outside city home, that's fake. That's just
That's
fake.
what I said.
That's just fake.
That's what I said. Next is, that's a glorified escape room.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
It's
like
you're,
a panic room.
It's like you're
Panic room.
cosplaying. It's like you're cosplaying.
Not
It's
escape
like,
room.
we're gonna
a
cosplay
panic
as
room.
city folks for a few weeks, and then
That's a
we'll
good
go back
point.
to our lovely place in the country. Obviously, so do you want to live in the city forever? You're from the suburbs.
I am from the Boston suburbs. Shout out Hingham, Massachusetts. It was a good place to grow up. I think, I don't know. I don't want to live in the city forever.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
I
either.
guess I'd be, I'll be a suburb guy. I'll do the whole thing. I don't think I would be fun to have kids in the city for a few years, but then
Yeah.
I think
It's really
It's time to
tough
settle down.
for me to say. I think there's huge benefits to both lifestyles,
Yeah.
Raising your kids in the city, I think there's tons of benefits. And you come out with, just really interesting people.
Yeah,
Like, your children turn into really interesting people.
I agree with that.
Out in the suburbs, it's much more... It's easier to control everything they consume, basically.
You are more likely to have socially inept kids
Yes.
if you live in the
In the
suburbs.
Absolutely. In the
Like,
city...
not all kids in the suburbs are socially inept.
No.
But also, most socially inept
and
kids
not
come from the suburbs.
all kids in the city are not socially inept. Some
Sure.
of them are. But just in the city, it fosters, New York City kids are such interesting people. Everybody
I
I've
agree
met
with
that
that.
grew up here, it's just kind of a different breed of human, honestly.
Shout out Chris Wilds.
Chris Wilds, great guy.
Shout out Chris
Exactly.
Wilds, interesting guy.
Everybody I know that grew up here, like G. Cipri, fascinating guy. I don't know. I think it's a good way to grow up, honestly. But there's a lot of things from my childhood that I wouldn't trade, honestly. And
Yeah,
those
I
are the
agree.
same things that I want for my kids. And that's just because that's the way I grew up, So it's ingrained in me. It's almost like DNA.
It's harder not to do it if you've grown up there. I think.
Exactly. It's a switch. And let's say I do leave the city to raise my kids. That's not saying I want to be away from the city forever. I honestly think the young childhood years out of the city would be good. But the early adult years, especially the teenage years, being in the city, I think are invaluable human skill years, honestly.
Yeah.
I think you grow into elite humans if you're a teenager in the city, honestly.
If you want to breed interesting people,
Yeah, if you want to breed interesting people, do it in New
Raise
York
them in
City.
New York
You'll
City.
come out
Yeah.
with a real character.
you just, I don't know, it's a more, just the most diverse place in the world.
Yeah.
Diversity in thought, diversity in,
Absolutely.
people and race and cultures, cuisines, everything. So if you raise someone in here, they are exposed to that from an early age and they're more open to everything.
It's just different. You just look at things a little differently, honestly. And Kevin Talks to People isn't the most diverse podcast, as we've found out. That being said,
Until today.
we've had an exclusive guest that no other podcast has ever had on before, and that is, what was it?
Queer Ghost.
A queer ghost.
Yeah.
So, if anybody ever tries to call this podcast non-inclusive, you're wrong. We've had a guest nobody else has ever had. So,
I think so.
that being said, don't know where I'm going with that thought. I don't know. You know, most of the people that I hang out with, interact with, are white men.
That is true.
That's what I am. That's what my brother is. I hang out with a lot of my friends, and my brother friend group overlaps and that kind of thing. So it's just like a lot of similarities there, but I love everybody. Like, everybody I bump into is so funny and interesting. I feel like there's no reason to, like, I don't know, almost turn your brain off to somebody. Because everybody I bump into has something funny to say.
You think so?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Honestly. I've never had, like, so outside of a hello and goodbye elevator conversation,
Sure.
I've never, like, had a full conversation with somebody where I was like, where I can't find something funny out of that conversation.
That's a
Or
good
that
way.
amused me. That
That's a
amused me.
Good way to look at life.
Not that the person themselves was funny. I'm not laughing at them.
Yeah.
But there was something amusing there that I enjoyed about the conversation. So it's
I love that.
yeah, you just have to find little things in everything you do, because a lot of people look for bad things. A lot of people look for bad things. Nick does it all the time, and I always tell Nick, man is more often. I saw this quote. It's like from Greece. Man's more often to count, you know, their detriments than their blessings.
I like that.
And Nick loves to count the things that go against him, but he doesn't like to count his blessings. And he
That
needs
surprises me for Nick. Nick, I don't even know if Nick knows who I am.
He's an anxious
but-
guy. No, he knows who you are.
Oh,
He knows
word.
who you are. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
tight.
For sure.
Yeah, I've seen. Shout out Nick. I've seen you walking.
Second Nick shout out. He's gonna love this episode.
Yeah, but I've seen Nick walking in Flatiron at least twice. I've seen Nick and I've seen Frank the Tank from Barstool.
That's a very different.
Crazy.
Two very different.
No, but I've
characters.
seen them
That's funny.
both at least twice. I think both like 3 times
Yeah.
around my office. And
Wow.
I should say hi. I'm sorry, Nick.
Say hi to Nick. He
Yeah,
would
I'll
love
say
that.
hi to Nick.
Say hi to Frank the Tank.
See, I don't even know what he really does. I know he's just like a diehard Mets fan.
I think
and
he
is
just
kind
watches
of
sports.
He's kind of like,
I don't know.
yeah,
Are you tuned into Barstool?
no, not really.
I'm not
I
either.
like Friday Beers. I like what they're doing a lot.
They're not Barstool.
No,
No, I like Friday
but
Beers a
they're
lot.
kind of not at the same scale at all, but they're kind of similar.
They're definitely harvesting the same audience.
They are, yeah,
Yeah.
in some ways.
We'll put it that way. I'm
Um,
not tuned into Barstool. I'm
But
generally
I would.
anti-Barstool.
You're anti-Barstool?
Let's not cancel me here, but I don't appreciate them. I think most of, their talking heads are not great guys. Obviously, I love Tommy Smokes, Fordham Great.
I was
so
gonna- yeah,
we
I
have
was
to
gonna say
respect that. We have to respect
Tommy
that.
Smokes. I've seen him
Go
walking around
Rams.
the city.
That's cool.
Yeah, we
So,
like Tommy Smokes.
let's go Tommy Smokes.
Check out his work.
And I find
A lot of plugs on the show.
Pardon My Take is the only thing I'll really listen to from them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but I like what Friday Beers is doing. They just have.
no, there's funny.
I know.
It's mostly skits.
Like, they do.
I love
They
skits.
do what we're doing right now, but
pretty
they're
much.
just funny as fuck.
Yeah, they're just funny.
They're
They're just
so
much funnier than
funny.
us.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But
They gotta
this
figure it
leads
out.
me into my take about podcasts because we disagree about this. You said you think podcasts are the future. I don't know if I disagree with your take that podcasts are the future of civilization.
I don't know. So, do you want me to explain how I really feel about it?
I'll
And
tell you
why
how-
Kevin Talks to People exists.
I'll tell
or do you
the-
want to go first?
The main theme of how I
right,
feel.
you go
is
first,
that
you go
there-
first.
I'm in the camp that there are way too many podcasts. There are too many people with a mic. But now here I am, and I'm having a good time.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. It gives you a little.
But I'm not. I'm also. I'm not. This isn't what I'm trying to be. Unless I drop a crazy line in the next 20 minutes that propels me. Because, like, if I
Exactly.
can drop a talk to a
Exactly.
line, then I'll
Yeah.
ride that wave.
That's the thing about it.
But
You
anyway,
don't know what you're gonna say that
That's
people are gonna
true.
like. You really don't know. So the important thing is to record everything.
feel like I've said some bad things so far.
Yeah, me too. I always feel
I
that.
insulted small dogs.
I always
and
feel that, yeah.
I got called out for
I think,
saying I'm an ally, and she was like...
yeah, she was like,
That's
the
what-
best way to be an ally is to
That was
say you're an
good.
ally.
That was funny. She
Yeah,
got
that
my
was good.
ass.
She'd get your ass. I never ever say I'm an ally. Not
don't?
that I'm not.
I guess it is something you have to earn.
I just don't feel like announcing it.
That's fair. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know you did. I know. I don't want to say it in this way, but like I don't care what you do. And to that degree, it's like you can do what you want, and I'm happy for you.
I'm in that camp,
That's cool.
just not with podcasts.
I'm like, hey, are you happy? And will you be friendly to me? Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I don't
You do
care.
you.
Dude.
That's all it is. And so, yeah, I feel that way about podcasts. So if you're going to shit on me for podcasting,
No, but I know you, and I know you're funny,
So
and you're going to make it someday.
I identify as a podcaster. Who are you to tell me that's not my identity?
You took two
What?
themes and brought
Yeah,
them into one
I
just
combined
now.
them.
That was
Yeah, I
good. That
combined
was
them.
good. I like that.
That's called good podcasting. The way I feel about it, talking about the future of society is podcasting to that degree. Like, you have to look at where everything's going with the live streams.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest celebrities these days? Not that they're the biggest celebrities, but like what Speed and Kai Cenat are doing, and then I don't know, Pokimane. Who's got it on the women's side? Like,
I don't know much about Kai Cenat, so I probably could.
I don't like follow him at all, but
I've
I know
seen
he's
some funny
huge. He's
videos.
making a bunch of money. He started a riot in Union Square last year. Like,
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
for real. Look it up. That was actually a crazy day. But there's so much of these internet figures. Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So it's not only podcasts, it's also YouTube. And then I don't want to get too deep into this because I don't want to go conspiracy brain. But the Diddy Epstein thing is going to come crashing down around people sooner than we think.
Because
And,
of podcasts?
No, because they're all pedophiles.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
did that come from?
What?
Where did that come from?
The Diddy thing, you know?
Yeah, but I thought you were talking about
No, I just think
digital, like.
I think celebrity
digital
culture,
age.
the way that the celebrity culture that we know, I think is going to kind of crash and burn to some degree. And you're going to see just like different voices popping up from different
Dude,
places.
we're at an inflection point.
Yeah, it's a
I think
total
this
inflection. That's what
overlaps
it
with
is.
the United Healthcare CEO.
It does, yeah. It totally
Because-
does. It's actually all interlapping. Have
Yeah.
you kept track of the drones over New Jersey?
No. Really?
Oh, God. Go into your United Healthcare point first before I do this shit.
I hope there's more than one person, that person being me, getting this news from Kevin Talks to People.
We all
'Cause
get
I
our
don't
news
know.
from Kevin Talks to People.
I don't know the New Jersey drone. What is it? What's going on?
Oh, the drones?
Yeah.
For probably 2 weeks now, there's mysterious drones just flying over New Jersey and different parts of the world, basically. But New
Okay.
Jersey's the most prominent that we've been getting because people just record it on their phones. So it's these drones, and they're not normal, like recreational drones. These are drones that are like the size of a car.
It's not Justin. It's not
No,
Justin
it's
Dekoff.
not Justin Dekoff.
Shout out,
Shout out Justin Dekoff. These are drones that are like the size of a car, and they're flying in formation just over New Jersey. People are recording them on their phones. They're sending them to the police. The news is covering it, and the police are like, we don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And then the military is talking about it, and they're like, oh, we don't really know what's going on. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Car-sized drones are flying over United States airspace for weeks at a time, and nobody knows what's going on. For sure.
Have you
For
seen
sure.
the Jim Jeffries gun control bit?
I still don't want to go conspiracy brain, but no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you should check it out. But it's like that reminds me because he does like this 15-minute bit on gun control, and he's like, people with guns, like pro 2A people are like, they're like, I need these to protect my family and
need them. I
like
need
charge, you know, the White House if the
Just in case.
if the government and military turns against us. And he's like, you know, they have drones, right?
They have
You're
drones.
bringing guns to a drone fight.
Yo, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. the drone warfare is going to be crazy.
Yeah. But no, I didn't know that. But anyway, back to
You should just like try to find it on the internet because we have been covering it in the news like
Yeah.
a little bit. We're playing some videos of it for the past few weeks, and then they're starting to creep into like Long Island. And as they get into Long Island, that's when you'll start to see it on the mainstream news
crazy
more.
Long Islanders will shoot those down in a minute.
I want somebody should start pulling guns on it, honestly.
But
So
then
did
again,
did you see the clip of the guy in Florida that shot a Walmart drone over his house with a pistol because he lived in Florida. This is Florida
Dude,
shit.
Oh, America's so funny
It was
sometimes.
Florida shit. It was like a straight up Walmart drone, and he shot it with just a handgun. And then this body video drops of the cops arresting him, and he's like, "I just shot it." He totally admitted to it, and then they're arresting
I don't know
him.
if that's a crime. Is it?
It was a
I
crime.
guess it
You
is,
can't like
but-
fire it off, and then they got him for damage of personal property. But the guy was a clown. They were arresting him. They were putting cuffs on him in the front. He was like, "I can't breathe." He was a clown, total clown. Ridiculous video.
That's
Just this
good
old guy
stuff.
living
Anyway.
in Florida.
My circling back, I just think there are too many dummies with podcasts.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
all it comes down to. No, not you.
Me?
I know you're a smart guy. You have a good education.
I mean, Fordham
They're-
educated.
I'm talking like I don't know. There are just too many influencers, micro influencers who like make podcasts, and they have audiences.
Yeah.
Because their fans want to hear what they have to say.
Exactly.
That's all it is. But
But
there's just too many. It's
here's
too
how
much.
I feel. I feel like, the people want to hear what I have to say.
I do. I listen. I've from triangles to fruit to people. I've been there
Yeah.
the whole way.
Yeah.
I
And
hope
both
you know
are coming
that.
back, by the way.
Ooh.
Soon. I've got some grand plans.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
I'm trying to. Well, that would be the 3, right? If I were to corner the market, that would be 3. A real triangularity.
Can you eat fruit during your triangle review with a mic in your hand? With another
Easily.
person?
Easily. Not even hard. Not even hard. I'll bring you in.
I would love to be a part of that.
Once I go
Just
back to
a
Harlem.
small part of that. Let me watch.
So the ultimate
dude. Just let
plan.
me watch.
So I'll spill the tea on it right now. But the ultimate plan
It's exclusive.
for triangles to come back. So have you been? I've been vlogging on YouTube
I've
for
seen.
4 or 5 weeks now. I don't know if you've been
I
keeping
haven't
track.
seen. I've seen your vlogs. You know.
Yeah. They just kind
I've
of
seen- I
started.
saw-
Like, I'm trying to be
yeah.
more consistent with it for the past few weeks, basically. That's the nexus of it. I think a good vlog would be just taking a whole week, because I don't do anything during the day. I don't work till 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Which is
up early,
Crazy to me.
and I'm going to just do every single triangle in a week, right?
Damn.
And I'll just do that for a week. It's like a challenge, and then I'll have a good vlog, and then I'll have TikToks for the next year and a half. I'll have triangle reviews, right? If I record them all, I'll have at least 110
Dude,
about.
That's like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. They film all the week
Yeah,
show
they film it all,
in like
and then you just
a
release it
day.
over time. Exactly, right?
You know,
So if I could just do that with the triangles, then I'd be limitless.
you know what I will say, playing devil's advocate for Barstool, is Dave Portnoy did start the rating craze.
Yeah, that trend started with him.
Yeah.
For sure. With the pizza.
You
thing.
got to give him credit for that.
No, I'll give him credit for the pizza thing. For
So
sure.
just circling back. That was me circling. That was it. That was me.
No, that
circling
was
back.
a good circle back.
Yeah.
He definitely started like one bite, everyone knows the rules. The first time that I saw that, when he took one bite, said one bite, everyone knows the rules, and then
Yeah.
ate a whole slice of pizza and then ranked it, I was like, oh, this is a clown right here. It's obviously sarcastic review.
Yeah.
And then he ranked the pizza, and now he does it every day. It's genius. So I'm
He's
not gonna
brilliant.
I'm not
He's
gonna
brilliant.
discount him in his like capacity as a businessman or a content creator. One of the best we've ever seen. I think
Yeah.
undeniably.
Dave, if you're listening.
I don't want to shout at Dave. Like I still don't.
No,
really,
I don't want to.
I still don't really like him.
I'm not doing a shout out.
I still don't
I'm
really
not-
like him.
I'm
and
not a big Dave
The
guy.
nexus of me not liking him comes down to him being a Patriots fan. Ultimately.
Oh. Then
So-
why don't I like
That's
him?
cool. I don't know. So that's your own problem to deal with.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Also,
for the people who don't know.
I don't know, just kind of a questionable figure overall. but-
That's true. Yeah, no, like socially questionable stories. I do like what he does for small business.
Patriots suck.
I think that's
though,
a real
so
thing.
The Patriots suck.
Patriots do suck,
He
I
went
know.
to a cheesesteak place in my hometown.
Oh, dope.
Well, a pizza place, but he ate the cheesesteak, gave the cheesesteak a really good review, like really high.
Nice.
And that pizza place is rocking since then. Not gonna
awesome.
lie. So
That's
like,
crazy.
you can really see it firsthand. Him giving a good review does change things.
Yeah.
And that's not. I'm not gonna speak to Portnoy anymore, but that's the power of the internet. Let's put it as the power of the internet.
Power of the internet.
So this is the kind of power that I could wield,
I know.
theoretically.
Well,
Right?
there are guys like you who grind and have different.
We grind. We grind.
You just play around with different content ideas until something sticks. But it's about part of it is a volume game, and
volume
then
game.
it's the other
Yeah,
side. And I'll
absolutely.
go back to it. It's the Hawk Tua girl, who just
You gotta hit one.
it's crazy.
Once you hit one, well,
You
she's
either-
going to prison.
You're. You're telling
I don't
me
know.
all
I don't
these,
know. So
all
I don't know.
these
If,
little
I don't know if
news
Hawk 2 is going to
pieces.
prison. I'm sorry if I
That'd be crazy.
spoke fraudulently. Did you see the shit with the coin, with the meme coin?
No.
Oh, you didn't see
I
that?
did see.
Yeah.
I didn't see like any controversy. I saw she
dropped
released
a
a
meme
meme
coin.
coin.
She rugged everybody.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
see that briefly, and I saw a tweet that was like,
She pulled it.
honestly,
She snatched
honestly,
a bunch of money.
if you got robbed by a scheme
man,
like
I mean,
that,
don't be buying
you
Hawk
deserve
Tua.
it, and she deserves the
Don't
money.
be buying Hawk Tua. I'm not gonna lie. I've been dabbling in the meme coins lately because
Is that right?
It's so entertaining. I don't really like sports betting. Do you sports bet?
Yeah, I lose money. I lose.
Well, that's why it exists.
I
It
lose a lot
exists.
of money. Yeah, I like.
This is like the people don't like. I'm so frustrated by sports betting creeping into sports, honestly, because I think sports are more rigged than ever. I have a general conspiracy. I'm not gonna unveil my general conspiracy on this podcast, but I do have a general conspiracy going that all of sports are rigged at this point in time, since sports bets crept into the main marketplace. And you like, the NBA had a whole thing with refs rigging games. It's not even questionable that the refs can change outcomes of games without people noticing. That's completely true. And the sports markets make so much money off these games, and so do the commissioners. Anyway,
Well, I don't like that.
I don't sports bet, but I find the meme coins very entertaining. So the money that I would use sports betting, I throw them on like Elmo, and it's $10. But
All right.
the Elmo coin is doing pretty good for me, honestly. So
All
I
right.
find it very entertaining.
I don't.
know.
I'm not really tuned into.
I just think it's funny.
Is that a specific? That's crypto.
Yeah, it's crypto.
Okay.
So it's all through. If you
I mean, I'm tuned into
you want me to
crypto.
talk
I'm tuned
blockchain?
into crypto,
let
but
me
not
talk, let me
meme
talk blockchain.
coin.
Let me talk blockchain.
All right.
real quick. You know, obviously, you know, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's the main one, and then there's
Just past 100K.
yes, I made some good money off it actually.
Good
Good
for
money.
you.
And then you got
I'm in traditional markets, but
Ethereum.
that's just me.
You got Ethereum. So I'm in traditional markets too. Let's get into that after I go Blockcoin, because I have some interesting takes on traditional markets.
I would like to hear.
I'm in. You got Bitcoin. You got Ethereum. You know Ethereum.
Yeah.
Do you know Solana? Solana would be like the third big one.
Okay.
There's like a marketplace through Solana where you can create coins on that chain.
Do these buttons do anything?
It turns your volume up and down, basically.
I've been like checking periodically.
Your volume. So the
No, because I'm delusional, and I think that like I keep checking. Like, has my mic been off the whole time?
no, it's on. You can see it on this little screen here. If you're ever questioning yourself.
Oh, fantastic.
Now
I'll just check that every 5 minutes.
So Solana is like a chain, and then through this online marketplace, you can basically create coins off that chain. So people just create coins off the Solana chain. It's more complex than that, but it's all vested in this one coin, and then you kind of like make it its own entity. And then you kind of link it to like a meme's popularity.
Kind of like an ETF.
Yeah, it's kind of like an ETF, a little bit. But you link it to a meme's popularity, and then the more people are posting that meme, kind of like the more people pay attention to it, the more people buy it, and then the
Oh,
value goes up.
yeah.
And then whoever created
It's like
it
a
just,
meme stock.
and then whoever created it sells it, makes a bunch of money, everybody else gets rugged. And that's it. Yeah. Everybody else loses money.
I saw some video of like a 12-year-old kid doing that on
Yeah.
on
That was a big
might have been
video.
Twi-
That was a
yeah.
big video. But then
Twitch or something.
they got pissed at him and they pumped his stock up It's like $1 million. He could have made like $1 million off that, but he sold for like 30K.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, those people are vindictive on the internet for real. They're scared.
Yeah,
They're
I'm not
scary
really
guys.
tuned into all of it. It's not me.
It goes so
I
much
was
deeper
gonna
than I
say-
could understand. What are your opinions on traditional money markets?
Can I give one quick take about sports betting?
For sure.
The one aspect of it that I don't like at this stage is that it's a part of sports journalism.
Yes.
I don't like that on, NFL game day and pregame shows.
They're showing the props.
They're talking about
Yep.
its odds are everywhere. It's honestly, it's
nuts.
Oh
my
insane.
God,
Good
dude.
song.
Come on, man. Let's just take a little break.
Living on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those children are covered with oil.
Dynamic play there, though.
Ooh, Nakua Matata. I like that.
Nakua
Puka
Matata.
Nakua Matata.
That's a great headline
Good headline.
for
we just
sports.
saw.
Let me just try to get our
Puka-
levels.
Puka went off for
I'm just
40
going to get our
fantasy
levels
points
back
today.
balanced again. I cranked it up so they could hear the Buffett. Do you want to sing? You want to sing with me? Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Copyright flag. Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
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 Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason.
I only know the chorus. I can't lie.
Stayed here all season. Spotify Wrapped. Jimmy Buffett.
What? You had him up there?
Top 0.01%.
I didn't know this about you.
I'm like that.
That fits, but
I'm
that's
like that. No, I'm like that.
Man.
I put in a real effort this year, honestly. Not gonna
I
lie.
didn't.
Yeah.
I got
well,
bamboozled.
because he died this year.
Oh yeah.
He died this
Was
year.
that this year?
It was this year,
That's
yeah. It was this year, and I just felt the need. Wasting away
Away
again in Margaritaville. This will so get taken
My
off
parents,
YouTube.
my parents love Jimmy Buffett.
He's so great, man.
It'd be- it
That's
would've
so
been-
like, I love him as a songwriter. So much of the music that I really enjoy isn't really genre based, but it's so much more lyrically songwriting based.
Yeah.
Like, I love Willie Nelson. He was my top artist last year.
Nice.
His songwriting's crazy. The year before that was MF Doom. His songwriting is
Really?
sick. Yeah. His lyrically his songwriting is so
I
good.
don't know anything about MF Doom.
Oh, you gotta
I saw
listen to
he
some
like
Doom. Are you serious?
retired.
He died. Yeah, he died. He died a few years ago.
I'm thinking of Daft Punk.
Daft Punk retired? Did they? Oh, they did retire.
Yeah.
They did retire. They did retire.
Yeah, he retired.
No, Doom died. Doom. R.I.P. Doom, for real though.
To retire from this life.
He was goated. He died in I don't know, 2021-ish. It was around then.
Right. Every artist this might be a Dan curse. Every artist who dies, I don't know until they die, and then I get into their music.
Oh.
But I feel like that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a
a lot of
theme.
people.
That's a
That's
concept.
just art.
That's,
That's
a
general
thing.
art. Because that happens with classical painters.
what
Once
I
they
said
die,
would- yeah.
the value of their art skyrockets. That was a
That's
whole
true.
episode of iCarly. You remember that episode of iCarly? Spencer
No.
fakes his death,
Oh yeah.
and his
yeah.
art becomes super
Well, obviously,
valuable.
Like Van Gogh.
So that's just art.
Van Gogh didn't make shit.
Yeah, that's just art.
I don't
People are
think-
going to see in 5 years, I'm going to fake my death, and then this podcast is going to go crazy. People will see. If you
I
listen
hope
to the
so,
second
dude.
episode with Christian Perez, you'll know that this is actually a murder mystery podcast. And at some point, one of the guests is going to die. And then we're going to have to figure out why.
During the show.
Maybe. It won't be you. Probably. Bum, 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 bum. What were we talking about before Buffett came on?
Ooh.
Another good
play
song. Another good
bangers
song.
here,
We
dude.
can't get too into the music because it's gonna
Yeah, you're right, you're
ruin
right,
my
you're right,
copyright.
You're right.
What were we talking about before Buffett?
How
How are we doing? We're
you
over an
asked
hour.
my-
We're
you-
over an
you
hour.
asked
This is
my
my
t-
longest podcast
What
by far.
is the Guinness World Record for longest podcast episode?
Oh, I don't know. My batteries would die before that. It has to be like well over 24 hours.
Oh,
people
yeah.
have live streamed.
My
for,
guess is like
people have live streamed for days. Yeah,
Yeah, my guess is like 6 days.
I think it's
say?
longer. I would say it's
Longer?
longer. I would say it's longer. What's the?
That's fun,
the
dude. It's like
question
a
is,
filibuster.
What's the
It's
Guinness
like
World
a
Record?
It's like a content filibuster.
For longest podcast listened to.
Ooh.
Because I could record the longest podcast ever, and then you could listen to the longest podcast ever, and we could both have a record.
You would have to have a representative there
Yeah.
monitoring the person listening.
But imagine.
This
So it's
this
the
was
longest.
this was also an iCarly episode. They did a Guinness
Really?
World Record.
Oh, they did.
Longest
they did.
webcast.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
We've
And
all- it all
they
comes
didn't
back
get
to
it,
iCarly.
dude. It was devastating. It was absolutely devastating.
they didn't win,
get
right?
it.
They
They didn't
lost.
win, but then the rep that was there, the Guinness rep, turned, saw one of Spencer's sculptures, and was like,
yeah.
I forget what it was. It was some kind of record.
He gave him some kind of record.
Oh,
for
great
most.
show. Ooh,
most
I have another
chaos.
hot take that might.
Bring it.
Ooh,
Bring it.
Dan Schneider made a good show.
Oh, Dan Schneider.
Dan
did
Schneider
make a, good show.
made a
pedophile,
really
but
good show.
did make a good show.
Drake
so
and
that brings
Josh
us,
is one
that's
of the
good.
best
That brings
shows
us
of all
back
time.
to the pedophiles. It brings us right back to the pedophiles. People
Were
aren't
we on
ready
pedophiles?
For, people aren't ready for celebrity culture to come crashing down all
Oh,
around
facts. Yeah.
them. Is that what we were talking about before Jimmy Buffett?
You asked my take on traditional markets, but I don't really have many, so we can.
Oh.
We can take. I
You
mean, we
seemed
can
like
talk.
you wanted to talk about it.
Not
Do you
really.
invest?
I do. Yeah. I've
What's
about.
your general strategy?
I try to diversify my portfolio in every sense of the word. So you
Yeah.
know, industries. So I'm trying to, I try to pick a promising candidate in every emerging industry,
Absolutely. I love that.
along with the big boys that I can afford.
Absolutely.
Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not investing much in Microsoft, but like,
you should, though.
But I
You
have
should,
like a
though.
couple, I have a few Apple stocks because they're doing great.
You should.
Um,
They're doing great. Tesla?
DraftKings has been my cash cow. I'm
Yo,
gonna knock on
the
wood.
sports bet should
Um,
be a big buy. Yeah.
But yeah, and
Because
then
they're
I've-
not going to lose money.
No, not on my watch. Not if I'm not if
that's all a sham.
not if I'm betting. Well, everybody, it's a sham. It's Vegas, dude. That's not.
I
no,
just
they're
can't
not
believe
fooling
how
anyone.
mainstream it is. It's unbelievable. Like, come
Well,
on,
that's,
man.
That's late.
Why
that's-
are we doing this?
that's
They're
just-
obviously just stealing our money.
I'm honestly shocked that it took this long for capitalism to figure out how much money they could make on
It's
this.
so easy.
Yeah.
It's so cake. I don't know. Whatever. I've got a pretty rugged investing strategy. Would you like
What's
to hear
that?
my investing strategy?
Yeah.
25% of my money that I invest. I have savings outside of this. 25% gold.
You're in gold.
I love gold. I love gold. I think everybody should buy gold.
I
And
don't know
honestly,
how-
I
could
think
you
I should
fit-
buy more than 25% gold. Because they're not making more gold, Dan. Are they making any more gold? It's the most valuable metal. What's your watch made of?
Can you not?
What's your
it's
watch made of,
probably
Dan?
gold. It's not that.
It's a gold watch. It's a gold watch. Dan, they're not making any more gold.
What do you mean?
We should all be buying
There's no
gold.
more gold underneath
And we
the
should be
ground?
burying it in the ground and digging it up in 50 years, and it'll be worth 3 to 4 times what we paid for it. That's an easy investment to make. What I'm saying is,
What do you mean they're not making more gold?
they're not making more gold. Where are they making gold?
Can't you find gold under the ground?
You can mine it, but look at the historical charts on gold. It always goes up.
Oh.
Gold goes up. That's gold. It's never going to ever go down. It's gold. It's not deeper than this. People don't like.
No,
People
I
question me
probably
on it.
isn't.
People question me on it, and then we go a year, and I'm like, look at it. Look at what gold was a year ago. Look at what it is now. It's more.
Yeah.
It's more.
I gotta get into
It goes
gold,
up.
You're right.
25% gold, 25% crypto, mostly Bitcoin. It always goes up. That might be fake. I think there's a bubble here with 100K. So I did sell.
Do you?
Once it went over 100K.
You know, people said that with the stock market, though.
Yeah, I buy that.
People have said that
I buy
about
it.
the stock market.
When it went over 100K, I sold half of it, and I took the profit.
Yeah.
there, and if it dips to like 60, I'll go back in, and then because I think it'll go back up again.
Unless society collapses, I don't think the stock market or the crypto market will collapse.
Watch out for 2025. Might not be a real year. The rest of my money, the other 50%, I put in traditional markets, but I do it through an app I found called Autopilot. Sponsor me. Autopilot is a portfolio tracker, and it just like all of my stocks that I buy are the same as Nancy Pelosi's.
Really?
Yeah, I make so much money. It's unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's unbelievable. I can pull it up right now. Let's look at it. So I got one like follower in there, which is just ChatGPT. They just let ChatGPT run a portfolio. I'm like sick. I'm all in.
And
on
they
that.
follow you?
No,
you follow them.
This is how I found it. Is they were tweeting like, "Hey, invest your money with us. It's a ChatGPT portfolio."
What does that mean?
ChatGPT picks all the stocks. I'm up
Oh.
29%. The Pelosi
That's so
tracker.
interesting.
I'm only up 11 on Pelosi. That's actually kind of low. Disappointing. And then I got one on Michael
She's-
Burry. Burry picked the bubble in 2008.
So it's like on ESPN
And then-
Tournament Challenge when you can like
Citadel.
ride.
Yeah,
oh, wait,
you can
no,
ride the
you
experts.
Can ride a,
You just
yeah.
ride the experts. So, yeah, I just like track Pelosi, and you pick the experts.
That's so interesting.
And it's just linked to my Robinhood. So every trade that they execute, it just goes straight into my Robinhood. I don't know, it's easy.
And you
peasy.
just so you funnel money into this, and they make picks for you.
I like have it set so it takes $100 out of my bank account every month for like each account, and then every time they make a trade, it just copies it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I can't really lose, right? So like I don't have to waste any brain on it, because my brain is busy doing things like this. Right.
The important
I'm
stuff.
busy doing big intellectual issues. I'm too busy for money thought.
I've been watching.
So I don't know. I just do the Autopilot app.
I hope the music is faint in the background, because otherwise.
Yeah, we might be cooked.
I
We might be
just-
cooked.
I just
if you look at it here, so stop talking for a sec.
Yeah.
Look at the levels. You want to keep going?
If you want to stop, we can stop for the sake of content strategy. But
Are there
I'm having
any-
fun, and this is a
are there
glorified.
any hard
it's a
topics you wanna
glorified-
get into?
Glorified hangout for me.
Hard topics you want to get into?
Hard topics.
We already shouted out the Mia Bob wedding. What did you say in your text? Let me look at your
Oh,
text.
so this was. I mean, we've been talking about this for a bit, but the episode idea was Kevin talks to people, the big Boston Philly beef squash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to squash it, to be honest with you.
No, and
Kevin
don't-
Dan
I
meets
mean,
to
we don't
squash
really-
their long-standing city slicker beef. The Dents also graced us with their NFL playoff preview, the Mia Mizako wedding preview, gospel preaching, and more. We covered all those.
Yeah, we did. We haven't really done an NFL playoff preview per se. The playoff preview is that Dan's going to the playoffs and
Yeah.
Kevin's not. And with that,
You're never welcome back on the podcast,
oh man. You know what I thought about today? I had a thought that No, this is gonna be interesting to you. And I'm sorry.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm sorry. That if TC hadn't scored as many points as he had, and
I would have crawled in.
if it was a shootout between you and me, I could have thrown the game at the end, taken Jamar Chase out of the lineup so you win, and then you and me both get
And
in the
then you
playoffs.
and me both get in over Tim.
It would. That's a thought that crossed my mind today.
That would have been so dirty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have approved.
It would. Yeah. No, I wouldn't
have
have.
approved.
And I would never do that.
And the league would have melted down.
yeah.
They would have
No,
melted down.
we
But it
would've
would have
lost-
been really
we
funny.
would've-
It would have been really, really
We
funny.
would have lost all our integrity.
It would have been so funny, though.
But yeah.
Nah, I could
Oh,
never
man.
approve of that, unfortunately. I'm a man of honor, strength and honor. Strength
On
and
the
honor.
phone with your
Your
girlfriend, she's upset.
She's
Oh, I asked
going
earlier
off
if I.
about something
I hope that they
she
can
has
hear
said.
the music, because if not, I just said like.
They could
I'll
definitely
be-
hear
I'll be watching you.
Buffett, because I cranked it up. I think in situations where you did that, they'll just appreciate your little ad lib. I think.
All right.
Listen to the
It was
kind of
the
music
Police
she
song.
doesn't
It's like
like.
every step you take,
Yeah,
every
it was the
move
Police.
I
It was the
make,
Police.
I'll be watching you.
Dan, I'm really, really sad I'm not making the playoffs. Honestly.
I'm sorry, man.
I really
it
thought
just gives
I really thought my team was really good.
it just gives you life. But
I really thought my team was really, really good. And I thought it was a championship team. And I think we just got derailed by the curse of Dan. Nah, I'm actually more enraged than ever. I'm more enraged than ever. Dan, it's been a good podcast.
yeah, we should
When
wrap
do
it
you
up.
think the Patriots will be good again?
If we can put Drake May as the cornerstone, but we got 3 more corners to fill. If we're talking square or rectangle.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So if they can put weapons around him, I'd say next year we're 6-11.
Yeah.
Year after we're 9-8. Just missed the playoffs.
All right,
Year
so
after,
it's going to be like 4 years.
yeah,
It's going to be like 4 years.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Cool. Do you remember when we ended your dynasty in the Super Bowl with Nick Foles?
We won a Super Bowl after that. So
It was the end. I'm pretty sure it was the end. All right, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Kevin
no,
Talks to People. You don't want me to
that's
rap?
not
You want me
fair.
to rap?
No, we can rap.
I control the narrative here.
This has been. I'm trying to think if I can.
Have you learned how the new internet works? Whoever talks controls the narrative.
Yeah, I can talk.
The Eagles
What do you wanna
ended the
talk about?
Patriots dynasty. What do you
Listen,
think?
no.
You want to control the narrative?
This is your podcast.
Control your
No, it's
narrative, Dan.
I
Control
want
your
you,
narrative. You're the guest. Leave a
hold
message.
on.
Leave
Well,
a message to the
the
followers.
cameras. I can. So I'll
Let's get away from this.
for the
Let's get
for
away
the
from this.
listeners.
Let's
1,
get away. Hold
2,
on, we're recording.
3, 4, 5, 6
What?
rings.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Let's leave that in the past. We'll never agree about Patriots, Eagles, any of that shit. We're an honorable strength and honor organization. You're a bunch of
Strength and
cheaters,
honor.
dirty
Dude,
cheaters.
You know.
Let's leave it in the past.
Yeah.
We have a great friendship outside of that. So why don't you leave an inflection point for the viewers, and then I'll hit them with a hard rap.
Ooh. An inflection point.
You see Gladiator?
Not yet.
Watch it. Gladiator 2 is good.
Yeah.
Confirm. Confirm good. Anyway, leave him with an inflection point. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. Jeopardy.
I don't know. Do shit like this with your friends. We'll get a few listeners, but one day when you make it big,
It'll be
people will look back on this.
Yep.
And people will listen.
It's more of an archive. It's
We're
more of an
getting-
archive
we're
than
getting looks.
anything. We're getting looks. I always get looks. Kevin
Yeah.
Talks to People is a mobile
That's
podcast. We
see
do it on
that's
the road.
that's something.
It's
that
more of an archive.
I guess that's something you and I differ on that I have to be better at. Is I
What?
can't. I struggle with the looks, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
You struggle with it because this is your first time doing it, and I struggle with it my first time. Once you do it like 3 times, it becomes nothing. I guarantee you, and it happens quicker than you think. You flip the switch pretty much right away. And maybe it's different for you because you live right here, so you'll be back here.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna be
don't-
back here.
No, I've never been here, and
Oh,
I won't
okay.
be back.
So you don't care. It
unless
doesn't
we
matter.
record again.
Nothing truly matters. And ultimately, that's like the truth about life in general is that nothing matters.
That's true. Everything's bullshit. I agree.
Everything
with
is
that.
bullshit. That means everything also simultaneously matters. Both sides of the coin are true.
I'd like to think we came to this inflection point together.
Yeah. This is an ultimate inflection point of every Kevin Talks to People podcast, is that nothing is everything and everything is nothing. And that's the point of the podcast, is that it's a podcast about nothing, so it's a podcast about everything.
Yeah.
And that's why it is what it is. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Kevin Talks to People. You've been here with me and Dan at the Craft Tap Room. I think it went pretty well. Dan, how do you think it went?
I would give this a solid 9.6 out of 10.
9.6 is pretty good. That's a 96 if you were to grade it out of 100. 9.6 out of 10, but obviously I'm really good at math, so I figured that out. Thanks for tuning in. As long as I keep making these, you can listen to them. So tune in next time. Dan, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
There it is.
And the road goes ever on. Bum, 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 bum.